Yeah, hi guys, what's up my beautiful people? In case you are new on this channel, this is Burundian Traveler BT guys. We are here in case you are new on this beautiful and greatest channel of BT. Please show up and show love on this. Yeah, today I'm look like wow, hopefully you can see I'm look nice, part of stress, anything, more haters, whatever. Yeah, so guys, today's video I'm going to share with you one of the strongest story of mine, actually, how I was jailed at age 14. Yeah, no, 15 was age 15 years old. How I got myself in a prison on that time. So this is a true story, not just a story as we are sitting at Villa Caribbean, guys. Yeah, it's a part of trying actually to tell you guys how my life was. Maybe you've been missing so much, maybe when I announcing some stories, but I'm going to try share with you how I got my first jail, to be jailed 2 good months. At age, okay, I was being jailed like 3 times, I think three, yeah, 3, but mostly I say 2 because 2 they were strong, like that one you can be in jail long time, you know. So this is Burundian Traveler, guys. In case you're new, please check me out. I'm wearing this very good African way over here, guys. So I'm gonna try to share with you this story, this strong and magical story actually of mine. Yeah, so first of all, I really appreciate to always guys supporting me, guys. I became from far since I was trying actually to take like since I started actually to take responsibility for my family. Yeah, but it became more easier the time I got to know YouTube and start YouTubing and doing different things over here. So guys, I can say thank you so much and may God continue blessing you actually. So guys, before actually I continue with this story, if you are new on this channel, please guys subscribe. That is a part of supporting me, guys. I know a lot of new people actually, they are going to be watching this video. So whenever you are watching for the first time, please do that. And a part of that also, keep like sharing with your new friends, with your people, whatever, blah blah blah. Please show me love like that. I would appreciate for that. I'll keep appreciating for that. Yeah, so let's go. So guys, now we are going actually directly to this story, how it happens. So guys, I'm gonna just try to summarize a little bit about my story, like okay guys, first time actually I started to be independent, not maybe independent, because was it, let me say, to live my life, not my dream life, just my life, when I was 13 years old. First of all, I was schooling in class 6, guys, and then we had some issues, family issues. Not even, can I call it family issues? No, me I had the problem actually, I lost my dad. That's what I wanted to say, but it went bad. Not like I lost my dad. My dad died when I was 13 years old, and that time, you know, I was born as the only boy in the family, you know. So when my dad died, that time I became like with another mind of mine, because that time our life was not easy, even the time we had a dad. So that time I started to think like, oh, you know, I have to take responsibility for the family, or even if I can't, I have to try maybe and see how I can change it, after change narrative actually in the family, maybe try to get out, maybe one day I can maybe manage at least to feed my family, whatever, blah blah blah. But I was very young boy and very short boy. Yeah, that time I started to go in Tanzania. I've been in Tanzania. My first country actually entered Tanzania. I went with one of my friends. No one was knowing the place, but we closed and we started to walk, asking for job to cultivate, with the hope jembe. Yeah. So the time we got a job was at evening, like almost at night, and we've been walking like from morning, walking bare feet until evening, the time of night. And then this guy was like, oh, these people, they do know how to walk, so I have a job I want to give you guys if you will manage to work in my farm. And then we were given the work and starting to work actually that time. We spent like 3 months. I got like $30 in 3 months cultivating by hope every day. Only on I was resting only on Sunday. Okay, I was resting only on Sunday. That was my resting day with my friend. Actually, we was 2, but all of us, we was young. But that guy was bigger than me, and he had a lot of energy, at least for cultivating. Yeah. So that time, guys, life was not easy. So the first thing which made me actually to go out from home when I was still young, even I wrote a letter and I left it at home because I did not actually ask it for permission to go somewhere, and I was not at school at all, but I was gotten someone actually to sponsor my classes, maybe to go to school and everything. So that time, guys, I had my mom, and my mom got a problem. She was working for all of us, my sisters, me, and everyone, actually, to get at least something to feed per day, because my dad was already passed away. Yeah. So my mom got back breaking, and this one, lips got affected that time. So she could not even, she almost went paralyzed because she could not sit, she could not sleep, was screaming everywhere she is actually. So it was crazy. And the time she got those things broken, she was carrying the huge luggage on the head, like 50 kg on the head, and also maybe like 25 or 20 kgs on the back. He are carrying on the back, like how they carry kid on the back, So that's how she was actually carrying the luggage from the farm. She was from the farm, and that time she was rained on. It was a lot of heavy rain, and then she was rained on because that place was no houses and whatever, so she could be just walking. And then my mom got broken that way. She strayed because of the place striding place, and she was carrying a lot of heavy luggage. So my mom now broke her back and also lips. So that time, we had no any money to take her to hospital. We had no land to sell, so that not like we had no land, we had a land. That time we had a land, because I remember my dad, the time he died, there is a land he bought for me. He said I bought it because I have a boy. Yeah. So the money he got, there is someone actually, big shout out to that person. I think that person can be watching this video, so he'll know. He's someone from the family actually. Yeah. So that person from the family gave him some money to build a house. Instead of building a house, my dad bought a land because he knew that we don't have a land, and he also have a boy, and maybe that boy one time he will need a land, so that maybe he can be comfortable with his family or whatever, a lot of stuff like that. So guys, that's how the story is. So that time, man, that time we had to sorry, I almost lost where I was. I'm sorry guys. I was saying that that time we had no any money actually to take my mom to hospital, and maybe we could sell the land, but she was having just one and only land actually, which was like, oh, so my mom was like, oh, me, I will be okay, you guys, you'll be bringing maybe some medicine and trying, you know, to use them so that I can be fine. So we were cooking medicine, these herbs from forest, and then we give him some time, we boil them, and then we use them on the place where she was broken or she was feeling the pain. I was crying every day, man, at night, and me also, I was actually bringing some tears, shedding some tears sometimes when I hear that story. And at the end I got someone to help me schooling, but I felt like I cannot manage to keep going to school when there is that issues. So I've been a very intelligent person actually since before. Even at school I was being number one, whatever, blah blah blah, number two. So I was very genius actually at school too. But the time these things happens was pissed me off like crazy. Yeah, so that time I could not imagine actually was a problem, over problem actually. So I felt like I can't do anything, you know. I felt like I can't do anything, and was really hard to me, you know. Was really hard to me actually, like to continue, you know. Was really hard to me to continue being there, seeing how my mom was screaming, crying, you know, because of pain, and we could not maybe take her even at hospital. And we were in a very deep village. The place to get where the hospital is, we could walk maybe 4 hours, 4 hours walking, or over that. 4 hours is for someone who is okay, maybe walking so hard. And that time I remember no any motorbike. To see motorbike was like you have to walk and maybe go to the roads, maybe very far away. Maybe you walk 1 hour. And also to get that motorbike in that place is some time, because even right now to get a motorbike, that place is not easy. It's not a place you can say, oh, I call a motorbike guy and come for me just right now. No. That could not happen anymore. So that time, the time I went actually, I started from Tanzania. I was working actually. I got some money. When I got some money, in 3 months I got like $30, but we were working every day, cultivating. My hands was like, this one was looks like having some stuff, so could be white. Even if I put some, I use maybe any makeup over here, maybe to make it maybe fine, it could not happen, it could not work out actually. So man, it was crazy actually. It was craziest lifestyle ever. And then that time I went back home with $30, and I was giving to my mom almost all of them actually. And then after that, my friend who I traveled with to search money first time, he went back to school. But for me, I said no, not yet, I can't go to school. They were asking me, my mom, like, please, my son, can you go to school? I tried to tell her, like, you see our life. Notice something, maybe I will wish, like, to have a laptop or maybe a good phone, and I get, unless maybe I go out and try to work. Because especially you can see, I went 3 months now, I came with $30. So, guys, am I saying $30? $30 is a lot of money. That money was not $30. Yeah, it was $30. It was $30 for now. But for that time, it was like $20 only, 20, maybe 25. Yeah. So was crazy actually. But we were working like maybe the dead people. I was working like crazy actually. Yeah. So the story is that, guys, that time I had to give my mom some money and then leave. So I traveled from my village. I went back to Tanzania. Now I went with another guy. And the time we went with this other guy, we went to the refugee camp. Now as you see me, I was born in a refugee. I've been in refugee like 2 times, different refugees, Tanzania and Kenya. So that time I went to the refugees with my guy, my friend, and then that friend of mine, he started to be very bad. Not to be bad to me, but the behavior changed. So that guy, he changed with his behavior. And that time I remember we went now in refugee. I was like 14 years old. I remember that. But yeah, I was 13 years old. Even they took me to school that time. I went to school, but I could not actually finish even 1 year. Oh no, I finished 1 year. And then I was getting a lot of marks. And then when they go to the report day, like, you know, to hear our marks and everything, like position and everything, I got my name is not even in the book, imagine. So I was mad that time. And then I told teachers, like, I'm sure I could be number 2 or number 3. I could not be even number 5. So how even my name is not there? They said, let's start to calculate my marks. I don't know what happens actually, because all the teachers, only 2 teachers, they wrote my marks, and the other one, all of them was like I did not did the exams. So I was feel so bad, and then I told them, like, I'm leaving even the school. They tried to tell me, because there is an organization which was calling Plan International. That organization, they could not help me. They were helping me, so they asked me to go back to school. But I refused. I remember even that time they almost take me to the police station so that I can get some beat, so that I get a problem. Because that time I moved from school, going to search where to cultivate, to ask for a job in the host community. Actually, you know, we were refugees and there is a host community, and in that refugee camp is like there is a lot of barrier to go out, because if they catch you, they can even shoot you. So it's like, well, just in jail. Let me call it in jail. Actually, to be in refugee camp of Tanzania is like to be in jail. Yeah, but that one was not my jail yet. So that time I could go out, do whatever, blah blah blah. Sometimes the policemen maybe catch me, beat me hardly, and then after that they leave me, go back to the or maybe they take me back to the refugee camp. So my first time actually I was jailed. This time because I want to summarize, actually I don't need to take you for long. But the story is that, guys, creep, my dog is screaming like crazy. So guys, my story is too big anyway. I remember even there is a time I was traveling. I got a chance. I had my friend, actually, big shout out to him. Even there, sometime when I have something, I had to show him some love. This guy, he saw me just once. We had a story one day. He was in a refugee camp, and this guy, the time he went out of refugee camp and got a chance to sneak and enter the countryside. The guy was telling me like, you know, BT, I got, he was calling me John, yeah. Yeah, you were calling me John. You know, I saw somewhere you can walk, and when you walk, you can get some money at least, bro. So that time I was like, wow, are you sure? Yeah, now I left everything like about my stories of sneaking the refugee camp and go out of the refugee camp to work. Yeah, I could get some issues sometime. Police catch me, beat me up like crazy. Yeah, crying, but at the end you just get the situation at, oh, it's like that. So instead of taking me to jail because I was very young, they could just take me where? Back to the refugee camp. So that guy, actually, there is a time he called me. I come back on that story. He called me that there is a job somewhere we can do, maybe selling things in the street. Not another thing, like we make something like mandazi, vitumbua. For the people who've been in Tanzania, they know. They make them by they fly them. Yeah, they fly them. Also mandazi like that. They fly. They bake and then they fly. So I was selling those one with the tea in the morning. I was selling tea and mandazi. So it was like I sell breakfast, okay? So I could go in the street, oh, mandazi, chai mandazi. And then when I'm selling that one, I could go around. After I finish, I go back home. I give out the money. After I give out the money, yeah, the money helps me at least, you know. So the story now is that time this guy called me to go to sell those things. I remember that day I traveled at night, like at 3. I remember this day, man. This day was one of the craziest day. This day is a place where I can walk over 5 hours. And that place is very dangerous place because it was outside of the refugee camp, but there was a tarmac road which come from the town. So more time, some of the people actually from the refugee camp could sneak at night and go to steal from the people, and sometimes they was killing the people actually. So this day I was going, man. I had no any luggage. Also, just walking. I met with another guy, man. They killed his friend. I think his friend or maybe his brother, I don't know. But they were passing, they killed him. And it was at night. Imagine. No, that time I was going at 12, in midnight, I started to go. So after I walked around 2 hours, no, 1 hour. Because I remember that time it was like at 2. Maybe at 1 or at 2. I met with maybe this guy, man, was like going mad, screaming like, come and see, they killed my friend. I don't remember well, but he was saying killing my friend or my brother. When I tried to check like this, you know, was that one, the moon was very heavy that time, and that place was a lot of trees. But I got a chance just to see. And then I found that there is a lot of blood in that place. And then that guy was sleeping like there. Not sleeping actually, he was already died, like, you know, just he's straight lying down over there. I was like, wow. So my mind was blown like crazy. And then this guy told me like, don't go this way. And who am I? That night, I never thought about any issue, man. So that time, I tried to walk. Forward, you know, straight forward. And then I got a chance anyway. Nothing happens to me. But that actually was one of the death I could see in my eyes like this. And then that day, man, I walked until in the morning. And then I was asking in that place, like, where can I get the bus to travel to that town I was going, because in the town where I arrived was called in Kibondo. So they could not show me actually. No, they showed me where I can get a bus. I got a bus. I traveled. It was not easy. Policemen catched me, but tried to ask me, because I was born in Tanzania, I could have that chance actually to express myself. Yeah, I was not having that much like experience in their languages, and but I could try at least, I could try, but they left me. So because actually the first number one country which have a big restriction for the people who are visiting or whatever is Tanzania. Even when you are passing, you are going to meet with a lot of questions. Sometime, oh, where is your passport? Another time, oh, where is your passport? Like, not like Kenya. Like Kenya, you can enter on border point or maybe at immigration. You stamp. When you stamp, you can go. Unless something happens, maybe they need your ID or maybe passport sometime, So that time, I had no any nationality anyway. I had no any nationality. I was just going, I was very young even. Yeah, first time I went to that place, and then the person I was working for, I got that job of selling things in the street. The person who gave my job, he could not, he steal my money. So I went back where I came from, in refugee camp, without any money. So that time it was crazy. And that time also I traveled back. I had no money, so I could not reach until in the refugee camp. I had to walk, whatever. But also there is no motorbike you can use it to enter in refugee camp, because they can shoot you like crazy. There is a very big cottage, like, which they don't need a refugee to go outside to be independent, So now I went out. I went back. The day I went back, I reached in that town at evening. So I started to walk. Man, I reached in the morning at 4 a.m. That is the time I reached at the place, and I arrived over there like at 6, and then I started to walk slowly. Sometimes you had to walk slowly as you are from that place until I finished the whole town. I got a chance. No any problem I got, but there is something which I met with in the road. I met with a very big animal, and I never understood that animal. What was that animal? Okay, so the time that animal actually we met, the animal, I screamed so hard, and it ran away. The time I ran away in the bush, also it runs away in the bush. So we were going maybe parallel. Maybe I run like this, it lands like this. So I was hearing brrrr. So that time, man, was crazy, but I thank God actually that animal did not did anything to me. But actually when I was running, I hit the tree with my head, like BAM! And then I went down. So the way I went down, like I slept like that. I had a small phone which called Nokia. Then that Nokia of mine, I tried to open it. Oh man, I got like, oh what? I got like I slept in that place at 10. I got even asleep. I slept until at I think at 12. That was like at 12 and something. So the time I checked the phone was like at 12 and some minutes. So midnight now. I woke up, I tried to walk slowly, and then the time I was almost to the refugee camp, I reached on the road. You know, I was wearing the black clothes, and they had a small bag which was very black. Imagine, man, these police people who doing patrol at night, because at the camp there is the road which is surrounding. They passed me, man. I was like on the road. I got a chance. There were more than 5. They passed. They could not see me, man. So I got that chance, and then I went back in the bush very fast. So I had to sit in the bush until in the morning, so that I can then close when it's okay. Maybe they feel like, oh, this one no problem, because I was already past it where more police actually they stand. Some places I could actually pass in the bush so that I can manage to pass. Okay. So that time I went back to the refugee camp, and then after some days I decided to go back where I came from. They ate my money, but I believe that when I go back, I'm gonna sign a new contract. So I signed a new contract that I will work and I will be paid. But I got that person now, she doesn't want any workers. So I had to start maybe working for her free. So what I said no is what I started to do. At the end, you know, you are sleeping in one room with my boss, kids and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So life was not easy, even the person who gave me the job. So we were living in one room, babysitter. So things was crazy anyway. And then that time, I remember I got a chance actually, someone else. I called another guy in refugee camp. Was calling. Even now he have a nationality actually in Tanzania. Even he have a wife. So I called that guy called me asking me for help, and then I asked someone, and then that person told me like, oh, we need a worker like that. But for him, he got a chance. He was working he got a work to someone who have her own house. Actually, was a mother, was a lady and husband. Let me say a mom and dad. Yeah, but was not my biological one, but they were best actually. Even I still remember them. I can visit them even. So when I helped this guy, and then he came, he managed, he gave me back the money I used to help him. Now this guy, he got a very good place like to work. And then after that, the time I went to visit him, that mom over there, they loved me so much, and then they were willing actually to see if we can work. I can work for them if I have any problem. That is where even I knew that the blue band, someone can eat blue band in a bread, because I had a blue band, a big blue band, which one of my friend gave to me. Was actually expired, like maybe like yesterday was expired, and then he gave it to me at like today. And then I said, oh, it's not yet expired, but I was believing that maybe it's a lotion or whatever. So I was using it on my face, my body, but not eating. I thought it's like Vaseline or whatever, blah blah blah. So man, that time things was not easy actually, and the time I went to that person, they were taking care of me. Life was good, man. I enjoyed life, and oh my God, I can't even imagine. So that time actually got that chance. Is the time now I was able. Is the time now I became able actually to start thinking about Uganda. I got another guy actually was telling me the story of Uganda, and then I decided to go to Uganda. Time I went to Uganda, remember the first day actually in Uganda, I slept in the bush. And then in the morning, in Uganda I entered alone. I entered alone in Uganda, and I had no nationality. I had no any nationality that time. You remember? I was like 15 years old. I think 15 years old. 15 or 16, I don't remember. Because in Uganda, I did not stay too much. After Uganda, I came to Nairobi, Kenya. And that time, I was traveling with my own house clothes. If it's only this one, I travel 2 days in the bus, and then when we reach to the border, I sneak, or maybe I use some other stuff to pass so that I can manage to pass, you know. I've been doing, I did a lot of stuff actually when I was trying to start life. It was not easy. I've been trying different type of things. I messed up a lot of places. Not to mess up like what? Let me say like to use maybe herbs, like to trust that maybe witchcraft can help me maybe to sneak the borders or whatever. That's what was happening that time. So I entered in Uganda. The time I entered in Uganda, I slept in the bush because I had no anyone. Money was finished, I had nothing. The day I slept in the bush, another guy helped me. Another guy in the morning when I was walking, someone was asking me, talked to me. I wish even I could get like a call to the person, because this person also was not having the stable lifestyle. Even I got the last news I got about him. Actually, I was not yet stable like that today. I wish I could be maybe in Uganda and visit them. Maybe at least it could be better, you know. So that time, guys, was not easy. Look at Clip is there. You see. So that time actually, things was not easy actually on my side. Things was crazy, and I had actually to, you know, to relax my mind and work for the people, man. I was working to that family for free. I was, you know, doing everything, but for them actually I appreciate them because they've been giving me at least maybe a chance like to make some little money, go to cultivate for other people, they give me maybe some money. Yeah, so it was like that, man. And after some month, I got one of my friend, the same guy who helped me to reach in that town of Tanzania and work for the people. I got him, and then he told me that he's in Nairobi. So after that time, actually, I got a chance to travel to Nairobi. It was not easy. I traveled up to Nairobi. At the border, money was finished. The guy helped me money that I will go to work to do hawking in Nairobi, and then I pay back. The time I reached in Nairobi, man, I think my things started to change in Kenya. So Kenya is USA of East Africa, man. Kenya is one of the best country in Africa, in East Africa. And let me say just in Africa, you know. Yeah, Kenya been very, very best country ever. Yeah, I don't know even how I can mention, but Kenya been the best country. So that time, man, I was in Kenya working. So the money I started to get, I could not get anyway, like to send it at home to help my mom, as I've been helping them when I was in Tanzania working. I was having that way of sending them money. The first time, so I'm on the story actually how I got myself in jail for the first time. So now the time I worked and I got not a little money actually. I had to travel then from Nairobi, passing to this place where I'm living, heading to my mom village in Burundi. I was traveling by bus. I reached on the border point over there. And then, man, they changed my money, but they steal a lot of money from me. So I don't know. So I think I can recommend you guys, whenever you are traveling, especially on these borders of Kenya, whatever, when you need to change money, please change it to these Somali people. Don't change to anyone else. These other people, they are, oh my god, they use even witchcraft to steal your money. They can give you money you think is enough, but you get it, they already steal some. So they stole my money, but at least I had some. I wish I could know how to send money at home. I could not travel that time. I spent almost 1 year actually saving. I had a lot of money anyway. I had a lot of money. It was like 80,000 Kenya shilling. Yeah. So, like, quarter of that money could buy even a land at home. But I reached at home with like 30,000 Kenya shilling only. So first time I traveled up to Burundi, I helped my mom some money. My sister was graduating, one of my elder sister, and then the time she was graduating, I left some money over there. I helped them, so they enjoyed a lot, because actually I showed a lot of love actually to them, and you know, they had no other brother. And also I've been also supporting my sister at the time I was in Tanzania, sending her some money, like to buy food when she's at school, because it was that one, he doesn't schooling nearby home, but far away from home, and they are renting a house and everything. So they were happy, everything was fine. So this time now the money almost finished. I left a lot of money to my mom. Almost all the money. I just left the money to travel with. And then I told my mom, oh, please pray for me, let me travel back. Now I'm going to check how I can do this and that. That time I never knew about the passport or whatever. I never knew these things existed. But also part of that, I was like 16 years old, so I was not that big. That time I was traveling, man, coming back to Nairobi, Kenya. I reached in Tanzania. They stopped us somewhere. The full bus actually, they were stopping us. They asked all of us actually to go down. You know, when we tried like to go down, let me say, how can I say, to go out of the bus. We reached outside. We had to sit actually over there. They start to ask us a lot of questions. Where are you from? Who are you? Whatever. Questions like that actually. When the questions been too much, they came at the end to find that, okay, I was lying them that I'm just, I'm just from here. I have a family here, everything. But they started to slap me, so I had to say the truth. But that time I remember we were jailed with the local people actually from there. Even they were asking them, where are you going to take us now? Where do you want us to live? Whatever. So that time we were taken to jail. I was taken to jail too. I remember they came and took my friend, the people who I got in the cell. We are not yet actually taken to the court. So me, I was sat in the jail 2 months, 2 good months, because I was very young. Looks very young. They could not do anything. They were feeling like So when the police came to take the people to the court, for me they could leave me to the cell. So I was just on the cell. Every day in the morning we get some stick, we be beaten so much, and then we had to cook whatever. That was the life. And then after cooking, go inside. In the morning, for me in the morning I was doing like that. So at the end, they had to check my M-Pesa. They stole my all money, and after that, they took me back to the refugee camp now. And remember, I was no longer in a refugee camp again. but they had to took me over there because it was nearby that place. Man, I was jailed 2 months. I left there with any plan. So big shout out to one of my hustlers friend who were hustling together. So after that, I had no anything. I had nothing. I asked them to help me money. I will give them back. Anyway, in my life, I've gotten a chance like people to help me, but this time, this is the time now I get like some support. Someone will support me, not like I will give it back, is just help. But before the time I was struggling with the life, I could get money, someone give me money, but I have to give it back. So that was it. So that time, one of the guy gave me like 700. No, it was 2,000 Kenya shilling. That time to get 2,000 Kenya shillings was very hard. 2,000 Kenya shillings was $20, direct to $20. That time, not even $20, maybe $80. It was very strong currency. So this guy gave me that 2,000, and then I tried to come again. And that time I got a chance actually to pass. They did not stop me. They did not jail me. And then I tried to pass over here. I closed the border. I traveled to Nairobi. But also they stole some money also here on the border. And then one of the guy helped me just in Migori. I cannot know. And I think I remember that bus person actually who drove me, telling me that I will give the money back was for Transline. Yeah, they took me to Nairobi, man. I did not have enough money actually to pay. They took me to Nairobi, and everything was okay anyway. So at the end, man, I started to walk and walk. That's how the story was. So guys, whenever you need part 2 of this video, I'm going to keep sharing with you. I have a lot of story, a big stories. I have a lot of story, maybe. Yeah, not maybe. I have a lot of story, about my life. But this one was about how I ended up in jail for the first time. At the age 15, 16, around there. So thank you so much guys for watching. I really appreciate. This is just a part of trying to share my story with you guys, because when you don't remember your history, it's very hard actually to make it in life, because we think everything can just come in on the table while you are just sitting over there and enjoy life. But I've been working a lot of stuff, a lot of work. So whenever you need second chapter, I'm gonna share with you, and I'm sure this will touch your heart, and will give you a reason actually to be understand some people maybe, and also help. So for me, I'm a dropout class 6, primary class 6, like that. So even my English sometimes, don't judge me too much guys. I never knew anything. This is the things which I learned from people, asking people, and after that it's starting to go to the phone, asking how to learn English to Swahili, and then I got at least some stuff like this. So that is it guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate, and God bless you all. Let me say goodbye. If you need part 2, let me know. Bye.